Hey Coronation, it's Charlie. So Nick just posted an official trailer for Book 3 Spirit, so I'm going to do a full breakdown of that. I know a lot of you have been sending me links about those leaked episodes too. I'm not going to repost them, so please don't put any pirate links in the comments, but I will address what happened and kind of explain why the leak happened and what it was all about. I'm not going to do a review of those just because it wouldn't be fair, given the video quality was bad and they were Chilean dubs with English subs retranslated, so a lot of the dialogue was off. It was a whole big thing, but I'll explain after I do my trailer breakdown. If you're finding me for the first time, I'm just going to be doing weekly Korra bonus videos on like Fridays or Saturdays. Be sure to subscribe to get them. Now that we got the trailer, we're probably going to get Book 3 Episode 1 pretty soon, within a couple months at least. So here we go. This is just going to be a breakdown shot for shot as we go through the trailer. It's a bunch of clips basically broken into different parts in the trailer, so it's like a couple scenes just broken into a bunch of parts. First off, we have the new title sequence, which totally looks beautiful. Then we go straight to Korra at Ba Sing Se, confirming that the Earth Kingdom is going to be a big part of the story. Then we see what looks like a city made of metal, or just a fortress made of metal, which makes some sense, given that metal bending has evolved a lot. Then we see Korra training with one of the new main characters. We don't know what her name is, but she's dressed in Earth Kingdom clothing, so she might be one of the new few core members of Team Avatar, some of the new characters that the show is bringing in. Nice shout out for all those sky bison we saw during Book 2. Airbending is a much bigger part of Book 3 too, so it's only natural that we'd see a giant herd of sky bison. Speaking of which, here's actually a much better shot of some of the new Airbender disciples, which moves directly to Tenzin surveying an Airbender temple in the distance. Here we see someone sitting in prison, implying that that long shot was actually of Tenzin staring at an Airbender jail, or a temple being used as a jail for an Airbender. This shot is just a follow-up from that metal bending city we saw earlier with the airships. Everyone's wearing metal plating, and that tower also looks like it's made out of metal. So here's where things actually get really interesting. This is back in Republic City, and we can see Lin's police force of metal benders. It looks like it's Mako they're trying to arrest there, but why is he on top of that bridge? Maybe he jumped off of one of Asami's airships, otherwise he would have had to climb up there. This next shot of Bumi is actually a pretty big deal. It's of him stopping a ball of air using airbending, which, yes, does not make a lot of sense, but what I've heard is that the harmonic convergence in Book 2 and the new spiritual balance between realms makes all benders more powerful in general, and turns some non-benders from bending families into benders. Like Bumi, for instance, being the son of an avatar, you'd expect him to be a really powerful bender, but that was not the case, because during Aang's time, the world was out of spiritual alignment. I think it's just a good example of how things from Book 2 will have consequences in Books 3 and 4. I really like the idea of them paying off big things like that. So moving along, it looks like there's another White Lotus prison with the Water Tribe. This person actually looks like they have the same abilities as Combustion Man. She might be related to him or just have randomly developed the ability from birth. She definitely looks like she's going to be one of the villains. You can't trust those combustion people, just stay away, just back away. This is another one of those villains being kept in a prison, but we can't see his face, so there isn't a lot of context. But this is actually the female waterbender that everyone has been talking about this year. We've seen different types of benders in prisons, so it looks like the main villains will be a group of people of just, different benders being held separately based on their abilities. But now everybody cheer because the waterbending twins are totally back, and it looks like they're helping out Tonrak and Zuko. We actually saw Zuko in that leaked trailer from a couple of months ago. I even did a breakdown of it, so it's not a huge surprise that he's in this new trailer. This is actually one of the other new recurring characters that's going to work with Team Avatar. It looks like they'll be meeting him whenever they travel to Ba Sing Se. This is actually a follow-up from that tattooed man doing those pull-ups. It looks like he's just chasing down Mako and Bolin somewhere in the Earth Kingdom. It looks like the place where they are is directly on top of a lava flow. This is just a shot of Zuko riding his dragon. We actually saw this during that old leak trailer, but this is nice, shiny HD footage. This person has a lot of similar features to Lin Beifong, so it might be one of her relatives. We're supposed to meet a lot of Beifong's family in Book 3, so I'm really excited. This is a much better shot of that person that Korra was training as an airbender. It looks like she's part of Lin's police force in Republic City. I know everyone's going to be really happy to see Kaya in this new season. It looks like she's just being a badass, taking down this airbender in the distance. I know a lot of you were asking me if she was going to be part of Book 3, and now it's confirmed. And she's definitely doing way more than heal people. This is just a shot of Asami taking down someone in the Earth Kingdom. Here's actually some much better context for that airbender jail I was talking about earlier. It also confirms that the White Lotus is the one keeping all these different villains in their prisons. I know all you Korra Asami shippers are going nuts after you saw this. It looks like Korra and Asami are going to be spending a lot of quality time together this season. This is actually the first shot of Lin in the trailer, which was kind of surprising because she's supposed to be a big part of Book 3. She's staring at that metal bending fortress. That might be the academy that Toph created, or just a regular old fortress. So this is spirit form Jinora. It looks like she's using the spirit world as a way to investigate an underground cave. This is Opal, the Earth Queen. This is the first shot we've seen of her, but she's been rumored all year. She's supposed to be the daughter of the Earth King from Last Airbender, and it looks like she might not be super best friends with Team Avatar, even if she's not one of the main villains. Why do bad things always happen to avatars that go to Ba Sing Se? So this actually looks like people training in a metal bending academy, which I'm really excited to see. Here's a follow-up to that scene from Mako and Bolin running from that earthbender. A lot of these scenes from the trailer are just taken from the same moments and just spread out across this trailer. So it's really like 4 or 5 scenes just broken into a bunch of pieces. This is a much better shot of that airbender villain that Kaya was yanking out of the air with her water bending. This is actually some confirmation that Zuko's working with the White Lotus. It probably has something to do with tracking down all these villains. Here's Korra doing some badass metal bending. I can't remember the last time I saw her metal bend. And this is actually a pretty big deal. The Dai Li are back and capturing Jinora for some reason, despite the fact that the Earth King disbanded them during the last Airbender. Here's another shot of that new Airbender character again. It looks like he might be having some fun with the Team Avatar when they first meet, like the time we first met Toph as a child and she was not the friendliest of people. This is actually one of my favorite shots from the trailer. It's just Korra using her airbending to sail a desert ship away from the jaws of sand sharks. Here's Beifong in training. There isn't a lot of context, but there's got to be something happening in the Earth Kingdom that's got to bring her back. I'm guessing that'll be part of the Dai Li plot, and the White Lotus villain plot will be something that's totally different. Here's Mako fighting that evil waterbender. There's some scenes from later in the trailer too. This is actually the first real shot of a spirit in the physical realm. It's just a giant spirit whale. Remember at the end of last season, spirits started to come back into the physical realm, but this is the first shot we've seen of one in the trailer. So here's just a bunch of fight scenes cut together, obviously the most important one being that group of villains that looks like they escaped from all their White Lotus prisons. And this last shot is just a callback to all the spirit vines that were growing in Republic City last year. And so that's basically it. Just for reference, about 50% of that trailer footage was part of those leaked episodes, so they did release new footage, which is really cool. They didn't just recycle stuff that had already been leaked. The picture it generally paints is that there's a team of villains made up of different types of benders that the White Lotus and Zuko will be dealing with. That's probably going to be the main threat. And then there's the Earth Kingdom plot with the Earth Queen and the Dai Li. That's probably going to be the B story, the one that will feature Beifong, Jinora, and the other side characters. They did not add a release date to the trailer, which kind of sucks, but the first Book 2 trailer aired about 2 months before the Book 2 premiere. So that means that Nick is either going to air the first episode in August, or the other option is that they'll move it way up because of this leak and start airing episodes in July. We'll just have to wait and see, but until then I'll be doing weekly bonus videos on Fridays or Saturdays, and then once episodes start coming back, I'll be doing review videos with Q&As. So about the leak, here's a little bit of an explanation about what happened and what was going on. So Mundo Nick, basically the Mexican office for Nickelodeon, accidentally posted the episodes on their website. Because of the way Nick distinguishes between seasons and books, they just got confused and they were posting Book 2 episodes online. They mistakenly thought that Book 3 was part of that, so they got posted. They were up for almost a full day before they got taken down, but they were actually Chilean dubs, not Spanish, which is kind of weird, but whatever. So just looking at the trailer as well as some of the leaked images that were posted all over the place online, the animation looks amazing compared to Book 2. Studio Mir is doing everything this season. It did look like they rushed things a little bit, but they're still an amazing animation studio, so I'm really excited. It also seems like they really plotted the season from a story and character perspective much stronger than they did during Book 2. I think overall, these new episodes will be some of the best Korra that you guys have ever seen. But now it's your turn. Let me know in the comments below, what did you think of the new trailer, and what are your theories about the new villains? The cool thing is that because they ordered Book 3 and Book 4 at the same time, and they started plotting out those stories, a lot of the villains, as well as the bigger stories, will carry over from book to book. So in related news, my next Korra video is going to be a Q&A, so be sure to subscribe to get it. I'll be posting that tomorrow. You can actually click on this annotation to get it all added as soon as I post it, and then click here to learn about the new Star Wars Episode 7 villain. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys tomorrow. High fives.